Hello, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith, and today we're playing through the Skewed perspective. And actually, there's one thing that I just realized that I didn't show you guys from the very beginning of this whole entire scenario, and I feel really bad about it, was the battle goal cards. I'd pulled some prior to the video, and I was just going to show you guys what I'd chosen, and then I put them to the side because I was moving right into the scenario so fast that I didn't even have time to do it during the actual starting of the scenario. I was like, oh, I'll show these guys when I kick this thing off, and then I totally blanked out and haven't done it, and I just realized in the last video halfway through, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have my battle goal cards out. So guys, when I pulled those cards, I actually pulled some neat stuff, and I had them over here in my pile. So I'd end up pulling two for each, and I ended up picking one for each of the two characters that I had. This one here was the aggressor one, so this is the one that I've had this one or seen this one in the past. It's actually pretty nice. And it says, have one or more monsters present on the map at the beginning of every round during the scenario. So we should be able to do this so long as that is the case. We get 2 check marks, so I took that one. I think the other one that I had in the deck over here for the Tinker was the Plunder, I believe. No, let me think. 1, 3, 4. Yeah, let me think with this. There was the last 2 that I threw back. Straggler. Yeah, I had Take Only Long Rest during this scenario was one, and Plunder, and then I decided, like, okay, well, the double check marks are obviously better, and both of them were actually doable. The other one, so basically the Tinker got the double check mark aggressor card, and then for the Cragheart I chose the Layabout out of the 2, and it said gain 7 or fewer experience during the scenario. Now this is where this gets tough, because originally I'd picked that, but I'm not at 7 or more yet, but I'm getting there, so I'm gonna have to hold off a little bit to try to get this battle card, and that's going to be hard because some of these things trigger experience, so it's unlikely I'm going to be able to stop that. But I picked it anyway, so we'll see how that goes. So anyway, getting into it here, gone ahead and shuffled everything. We're ready to roll, and let's do some crazy attacks. So first thing we got to know is that these hounds are damaged, and we got to go ahead and maybe hit them off real quick just to get rid of them. In terms of the Tinker, what can we do from a distance to potentially help us out? Well, one thing that I really like, and I think would be wise to do, and being that it was in the last video, I didn't have time to kind of talk about it, but I really want to get that reviving shock card back. So when in the last video I had played the Tinker and I'd gotten 2 cards here, and I'd used both of these, but I really want this double attack back again because I want to do the exact same attack against these guys and try to put more damage on them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, and I should have done this at the end of because when you use this, it says during your turn. So at the end of my turn, after I played these 2 cards, I didn't have a chance to do it at the end of the video, but I'm doing it now in hindsight in order to refresh these and bring these back into my hand. So I'm consuming that card completely to bring these back into my hand. So now starting right now at the beginning of this round, right in this moment, I can go ahead and pick this again because I really want it. And on top of this, I'm also going to go ahead and use the enhancement field. And this is going to allow me to boost these attacks to 3, which is a really nice combo. It's also going to boost Cragheart. If I can get my Cragheart adjacent to the Tinker, which I will, then his attacks against the Living Spirit will also be boosted. So let's think about that for a second. Now, if we want to hit something nasty, or we want to do some nasty damage to these guys, probably the best thing to do would be to go after like one of the longest attacks. Now, if I end up going 1, 2, I need a 1, 2, 3. So that's perfect. So I can use an attack range 3. I just need to make sure I go early in the round. So I'll use the loot 1 for now. Even though I'd like to use that on coins, I will choose to do that here. What am I doing here? So I got a 34 and a 35. That's perfect. That's exactly the order I kind of want them to go in. So we'll go with that. Oops, I forgot to shuffle the hound cards, guys. So I got to do that really quick. Got to make sure they're shuffled. So yeah, so anyway, things are going well. Like, I don't know how this will end up turning out, but so far I think we're doing okay. We have only lost 2 cards off the Cragheart, or the Cragheart's deck, and 1 from the Tinker. So we're doing good. I think we're doing okay in this situation. And I say that kind of concerned like. I don't know what'll happen, but here we go. So here's the hounds who are left. We got a 7 for the hounds. Okay. So, and then we're going to go ahead with the Living Spirits. Yes, it is a pull for the Living Spirit. 22. Okay, that's pretty early. So, 2 cards that are actually... Oh, shoot. They both go before me. So, I'm going to have to do these in order here. So, let's go Hounds first at 7. They're both right there. They're going to move and they're going to muddle. Oh, so they're not actually going to attack. They're just going to move up to us and muddle us. Okay, I can deal with that. So he's already ready with the Cragheart. This guy, however, goes 1-2 to him or 1-2 to the Tinker. The Tinker, unfortunately, is the earlier initiative, so he's going to go after the Tinker. So what's going to be happening now is these guys are going to muddle both of our characters, which is terrible because it's going to basically disadvantage us during the attacks. So they're essentially just running around in circles, bothering us as we try to do our turn. So here's one muddle token here for the Cragheart and one for the Tinkerer. So that's too bad. And then we're going to go ahead, and that's it. It just targets adjacent enemies. That's the end of their turn. Now we'll do the Living Spirit. The Living Spirit is going to move -1. And of course, he's a range of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So his target is going to be the Tinker. He's not going to move then because he's got his the perfect enough range to make an attack. He's going to attack and muddle me, but I can't be muddled any more than I'm muddled. I can't be doubly muddled. But the attack's at least -1. So that means his 4 attack will be 3. And we're going to be shooting at the Tinker. So let's hope it's nothing nasty. Okay, so it ends up being 4. Okay, so this is where things are interesting because I could lose a card. I also have the damage available to take that damage. I could take that damage. The question is it wise to? Yeah, I think it's okay. I don't know if it's wise to, but I'm going to take it. So I'm going to bring myself down 4 damage on the Tinker, and then we'll just suffer that hit, and that's pretty much it. And he can't become any more muddled than he already is. So now we get to go with our guys. So the Tinker is going to go ahead. And his plan of action is essentially to play this. You and adjacent allies add +1 to all your attacks this round. So all your attacks being anything. So all enhanced, so as long as I'm adjacent. So now it's going to boost my Reviving Shock, which is an attack 2, range 3, and I can target 2. So I can hit both these guys. Now this guy's being a pain. He's right beside me, but I'm already disadvantaged by the muddle. So I don't need to worry about moving back or finding somewhere else to become undisadvantaged. I've got muddle. I'm disadvantaged regardless. So I'm going in with an attack 3, and I've got to take the worst of whichever 2 cards come. So there's a -1, and there's a +1. So I have to take the -1, so my 3 becomes a 2. So 2 damage gets through on number 2. So number 2 now is at 6 damage, so getting closer. Now, I did hit him from, I made an attack against him, and he is beside me, so the Tinker will take a damage. So he's going to go down to 1. That's very, very dangerous. And he's going to lose his muddle now, but I'm very close to death. So that's essentially those 2 cards done, although I'll leave this one out to remind myself right now that the Cragheart gets a boost if I can get beside. So now I'm going to do, oh, sorry, shoot, I didn't do the second attack. Oh my goodness. So let's do the second attack. Now this one's not going to be... Now I'm muddled, and if I remember correctly, the muddle doesn't come off until the end of your entire turn. That's how the rules state it. So I still muddled for this attack, even though... so I'll have to pull 2 cards for this attack, but at least I still have my 3. So it's a 3 damage going in, and I pull 2 cards and take the worst for this guy in the back. Nice, so it's just a 0. So it ends up actually being 3. So is that enough to kill him? I hope so. So 3 on top of this 6. Yeah, that is awesome. So we've actually killed. That's on top of the number 1 hound from distance. We did it. So the Tinkerer, with that smart move to use the enhancement field, had just enough, even though he was muddled, to take down this hound. So this hound is now off the board. We drop a coin where he was standing, which was here. And then the muddle token is going to come off the Tinkerer. And we're good. Now we can discard the 2 cards. And although I'll leave this here for a reminder, now the Cragheart's going to go. Now the Cragheart's got an interesting choice here. He could choose to hit the hound to kill him and just get rid of him. Now that might be the wisest choice so that we have 1 less enemy on the board to deal with. And maybe that would make the most sense because if I use a loot 1, I can actually pick up the coin beside me. But we also know that this Living Spirit here is nasty, and he's going to be going after the Tinker, who's got next to no health next round. So it really just depends on where we want to go. Now most of the coins are on this end of the floor, so shoot, it's kind of a tough choice. We have an attack up close. I can get up close to the hound and hit him, or I could hit something from range. Now if I move 2 with the Cragheart, I can go 1, 2, and then I'm 3 away from this Living Spirit. The Living Spirit doesn't have any damage on it yet, which is really, really bad. So that's something we're going to have to focus on, is getting damage on him. So the question becomes, is that how we want to do it? I might just want to take the Hound out so we have one less creature attacking us versus going after the Living Spirit. So maybe what I'll do is I'm going to play a Loot 1 card. So I'm going to be really greedy here. I'm going to pick this coin up and take it. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a ranged attack against this guy here. And it says all allies and enemies adjacent to the target suffer damage. Oh my gosh, I don't want to do that. Nope, never mind. Sorry, changing my mind. And I do not want to. I gotta get close to him to do the attack. I cannot afford to have my Tinker take any damage. So let's use this for move 2, which is going to put him here. Actually, I can use move 4, so I can put the Craighart actually in front of the Tinker so that he focuses here. And if I do that, that's fine. I'm going to focus on this Hound here. My guy's muddled, but it's going to be a 3 attack. And I get to immobilize him, so I gotta pull 2 cards. I could use the Eagle Eye Goggles in order to stop, or in order to not be disadvantaged, but I don't think this is the right time for that. I think I wanna use it when I attack this guy. So here we go, 2 cards, hopefully no muddle. Or no, nothing, oh, so we got the -1. Okay, so that ends up being attacked 3. Oh, sorry, and I get the +1 from this, because I'm adjacent. Oh, I'm not adjacent right now. Shoot, that was a poor decision, but doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3. No, it doesn't matter because the one I attacked with 3. I got a -1. It's 2 damage, and 2 damage is all I needed to kill the Hound. He's dead. So his retaliate doesn't trigger because I killed him. He doesn't get to retaliate from the grave. So I actually end up wiping him out as well. My muddle is gone because I pulled 2 cards, and all this is now discarded. So he's done everything he can, and the leaf element goes back to the strong column. Perfect. So we've wiped out all those guys. That's not bad, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to focus on this Living Spirit. So that's essentially the end of the round. We'll wane down the leaf. We have the Living Spirits deck needs to be reshuffled. I don't think there needs to be any reshuffling for any of the attack modifiers, as we didn't get anything super surprising in those attacks. So we're doing okay. Now what we're going to want to probably do is pick a side of the board to run to. We're going to want to, and I don't know strategy-wise whether it's better to split up at this point or it's better to stay together, but I think based on the fact we're almost dead, probably staying together is the best decision. And if we have to go this way to kill this guy, so maybe we should head down here first, even though all the coins are littered down there. We'll head to this one right here and see what happens. So we're going to start this turn out. We're not going to be doing any short resting. We've already waned the thing down and we're ready to rock. So the Tinker now, if I remember correctly, the Tinker killed how many? The Tinker killed one of the Hounds. Yes, the Tinker killed one of the Hounds on the last turn with this reviving shock. So the one thing I forgot was the necklace. Anytime you kill an enemy during your turn, heal 1 damage. So I can actually bring myself back up to 2 because the Tinker was able to kill off one of the Hounds. All right, so that's good. I'm glad I didn't forget that. Now I've got this really cool jagged sword. I'm thinking about running right up next to this guy and just hitting him with the sword because wounds will give him an extra damage every turn. I can also stun him, which would be good from distance, but I need to be close enough to do it, so I'm not close enough right now. But I also need to generate some movement to do that. So maybe what I'll do is I will, if I'm picking 2 cards right now, in order to get up close to him, what is going to be the most sensible thing to do? And I can do an attack from range, and I can stun him, but this one's a melee attack. That's the only way I can do that. Use that sword. So it's possible. Oh, this one's good. So if I use this, I can move 2 and heal 1, which means I can heal 1 off the Craighart, which is nice. That helps me to go really early, so that's good. And then, but it might not be an efficient use of that card because the heal's at the top. It's tough. Do I have a move 3 anywhere in this? No, I don't. Actually, you know what? That's not bad. Let's do that. So we're gonna do an attack and stun. Just trying to think if that makes any sense to do that. I don't know if it does. On the Craighart side of things for picking cards, we can do a Sentinel Growth. So if I get close enough to him, then I can, that actually could work out pretty good. I could do this Sentinel Growth and heal the Tinker as well. So that would be good. A good card to use. And it also heals and attacks in that area, so that's not bad. That's a top ability. Then I'd have the bottom ability. I could add +1 to all my ranged attacks this round. That's not bad as well. I could also heal. Healing would be good because I'm likely to get hit by him. So, oh, but if I'm going to stun him, then that wouldn't matter. Move to heal, attack. Well, that one's definitely better. So I don't need to heal twice. That's too much. Let's do... very, very tough. Very, very tough. Let's do this. This will add +1 to all your ranged attacks this round. Okay, I don't know how this is going to work out, guys. We'll see. But I know the hounds are dead, so I'm just going to take these cards and put them on top so we don't have to worry about them. So we got a 57 here, we got a 20 and a 17 here. We're going to go with these cards, see how this pans out, all right? So we're going to go ahead and pull for our Living Spirit, the only one left on the board. It's a 48, so it's going to go in between us. So we're going to go ahead with our Tinkerer first. Our Tinkerer has options here. Now, what do we do with this? We can move, stun... I can move and heal the Cragheart. I can then stun. So I can move to, then do an attack and stun the Living Spirit so it does nothing on its turn, which would be the wisest thing to do, I think. So let's do that. So we're going to go this one here, move 2, so it's going to be 1, 2, and it's going to heal 1 off every adjacent ally. So we're going to bump the Cragheart up to 5. This card is now gone. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to do an attack 1 from range 3 on this guy. He stuns him as well. We're going to go ahead and pull a card for it. He's not disadvantaged. He gets a 0, but the shield of 3 totally soaks it up, but we still get the stun on him. So we still stunned him. That's good. And then this card's gone. Now the Living Spirit's going to go, but he's stunned, so the stun token just comes off and nothing happens. And now the Cragheart gets to go. And the Cragheart is going to... he's going to probably change his mind in terms of what he did. He's probably going to do this first. We're going to do the move 2, heal 1, attack 1. So he's going to go like this. He's going to move here, so he's right beside this guy here. Then he's going to heal 1, affects all adjacent allies. So we're going to bump the Tinker up to 3, which is good. Gives him a little bit more health. Then we're going to attack with 1. It says, yeah, we'll attack with 1. We don't get any pluses on this one, which is too bad. And there's nothing else I can do to make this attack any better because there's so many shields on him. So we'll just see how this pans out. Yeah, so the attack did nothing. I kind of knew that was going to happen. And then we're going to go ahead and do this really nasty attack here, which is the one I was really focused on getting on him, which is the heavy swing. So we can push him away as well. So there'll be an attack 3, push 1, and we're going to hope for a better card than last time. This is where I'm going to use my Eagle Eye goggles, even though I don't know if this will turn out correctly, but here's hoping we can get past his, because the reason I'm using that now is it is an attack 3, so we've already met his shield level. We just need to get past his shield, so please, please, please. That's the reason why I use the Eagle Eye goggles. Can we get something better? There we go. So 1 damage got through. That's kind of sad, but that's like literally all that got through. And it's on the number 2 Living Spirit, so there we go. And then it says you may push the target into hexes containing obstacles in each case. So there is no obstacles here to push him, but we can shove him if we want. And maybe I will, because a lot of our attacks next will be ranged. So we'll shove him. Should we shove him back? He's a ranged character though, so he would be disadvantaged if he's beside us. I'm choosing not to. Oh no, the push does happen. I don't have a choice on that one because it's part of the action. So he's getting pushed back 1, and that's it. So that's the end of the whole round, actually. So at this point here, we're going to stop. I'm going to wane things down. We're still good to go for the next turn. We'll do our best. One thing I'm going to do really quick, though, is I'm going to use the Minor Stamina Potion from the Cragheart in order to get cards back, 2 cards back of my choosing. And the cards I'm going to pull back are, I need something with some serious attack. And healing wouldn't be bad too. So I'm going to go ahead with I'm going to try to get this +1 back again because I really like that. It gets me up and over. And then I also want to get an attack 3. A ranged attack is good because I doubt I'll get close to him this turn. So we'll go ahead with this one. Yeah, that one looks good. Oh, it's 87 though. It's not a really early card. Let's do... I need something that generates a decent attack. I could get up close and personal with him, which would be risky. Let's go with... Need a high initiative. Yeah, 35. I gotta get close to him. But then I don't get the +1 advantage, which gets me past his shield. Tough. So tough. Such a tough call. Shoot. The range thing is fine. This could be good. It's just not the greatest. 57 is not the greatest initiative, so yeah. Not the best. I don't really have too many great options in that hand, actually, to be honest, which is why it's taken me so long to figure this out. So that's essentially it. And I don't think I'm doing anything extra with the Tinkerer this round, so that'll be the end of the round. We're going to get everything shuffled up that needs to be. I don't think there really is. And then we will come back and we will continue. So guys, I hope you're enjoying. If you like what you've seen so far and are enjoying our battle through this thing, like and please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Again, thanks for watching and keep rolling solo.